Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be introducing a brand new series to my channel, which I'm calling the FPL Point Predictor, and this is how it's going to work. Each week I'm going to be picking 5 players that I think are guaranteed points in the upcoming FPL game week. And when I say guaranteed points, I mean more than just the bog standard 2 points per game. If I predict a player and he picks up 4 or more points in that game week, then I get a correct prediction and a nice green tick to go with it. However, if my prediction is more than likely incorrect, then I get the dreaded red cross and run the risk of exposing myself as the rookie FPL manager that I actually am. Now, to save me from just playing it safe every week and choosing all the big hitting options like Aguero, Ibrahimovic and Sanchez, I've come up with these rules which I must follow for my weekly 5-a-side prediction. Firstly, I cannot choose more than 1 player per team. Secondly, I must include 1 defensive option. This can be any goalkeeper or defender at any price. Thirdly, 2 midfield players, 1 of any value, and then to keep things interesting, 1 that must be under 8 million. And finally, the same format for my 2 forward options, with 1 being any price and the other having to be under 8 million in value. So now that all the boring stuff is out the way, let's move swiftly on to my points predictor for game week 8. For my defensive option for this week, I've opted for the ever-present Virgil van Dijk. Southampton have kept a clean sheet in each of their last 3 outings, and this includes tricky away trips to West Ham and Leicester. They're certainly one of the most organised teams in the Premier League, and I think a home game to Burnley is the perfect opportunity to keep this run of clean sheets going. Burnley played very well the other week against Watford, but I think that last-minute goal they conceded against Arsenal in their most recent fixture may just knock their confidence a little bit. Ideally, I may have opted for a fullback option for Southampton, but both Bertrand and Cedric are both doubts in the upcoming game week, and I don't want to be taking any risks. For the midfielder under 8 million, I'm banking on Son of Spurs to keep up his fine run of form. An away trip to West Brom isn't going to be easy, but it is a game Tottenham should win, especially off the back of their performance against Man City. Regardless of whether they get the win there or not, I do believe that Son should be in the points. He's looked lively in every game since forcing his way back into that Spurs side, and with Kane still out injured, Son should be set to lead the line once again. For my midfielder of any value this week, my initial choice was Alexis Sanchez. Looking at both the form and situation in general of both clubs, you'd have to back Arsenal in a tantalising fixture at home to Swansea. As mentioned in my last video, this is no banker for Arsenal, with Swansea being more than a bogey side for the Gunners in past seasons. However, you'd still have to fancy Sanchez being in the points in his new striking role for Arsenal. With all that said, I'm reading worrying reports online that Sanchez has an international match late Wednesday night, and knowing Arsene Wenger, there's a good chance he may decide to rest the sensational Chilean. Therefore, so as not to take any gambles on my first ever points predictor, I'll have to substitute in my second choice, Dimitri Payet. It's obvious to everyone that West Ham's season has been pretty shambolic so far, but Payet's form has been on the rise in recent weeks and he's picked up significant FPL points in 3 of the 4 last games. Following that sensational solo goal he scored 2 weeks ago, he gets the nod for me this week. Granted, he does face a tough away trip to Palace, who are building in confidence, but it's important to note that Palace have not kept a single clean sheet all season, and could also be missing Scott Dann for this fixture. For my low-valued striker, I'm going to bet on Callum Wilson of Bournemouth being in the points this game week. Bournemouth's last 2 performances have seen them much improved since their 4-0 hammering at the hands of Man City. Wilson, now back to full fitness, picked up a goal and 2 bonus points away to Watford 2 weeks ago, and now faces a Hull side, at home, who have conceded a staggering 11 goals in their last 3 Premier League outings. And finally, for my striker of any value this week, I'm going to have to opt for Diego Costa. Leicester will be no pushovers in this game and could certainly cause Chelsea problems, but I don't think that'll be enough to stop the red-hot Costa from racking up more points yet again. There's only been 1 game week in the opening 7 where he's picked up less than 5 points. That's an impressive and consistent return, so it's hard to see past him this week, especially with a home fixture to look forward to. Okay guys, that completes my point predictor this week. I'll be back again next week to continue this series, to see how accurate I was with my predictions, and also to pick my team of 5 for next weekend's Game Week 9. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and if you like the concept of this new series. And if you have any input on how to improve the series, or there's some players that you think are bankers this weekend, then make sure to let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my previous video for the upcoming Game Week 8, and lastly, if you're new around here, make sure to hit subscribe. Good luck for the upcoming game week, and I will catch you all soon.